Hello, welcome to another best practices video. This is kindergarten, representing numbers up to 20. My name is Billy Joe, and we will be looking at examples of student expectations for this unit. Okay, in this unit, students will build on their number knowledge of 0 through 10. They will be counting, writing, reading, and representing numbers up to 20. Students will be exploring teen numbers as a 10 and a group of 1s to build procedural reliability. Students will be counting objects in a group and making the connection that the rearrangement of the objects does not change the number of objects. What does student learning look like in the classroom? Well, students should be seen using objects to count, build and rearrange numbers to 20. They can also use double 10 frames, base 10 rods and units, and number lines to explore the connections between the number's value and its place. The 1 no longer has just a value of 1. It is now a 1 or 110. Students will need to have time for repeated exploration for this connection to be added to their schema. This unit is a great opportunity for students to build their understanding of numbers to 20 through exploration with partner talks, daily numeracy routines, and problem-solving games. What should the students' thinking sound like? Well, students should be using the vocabulary taught throughout the units to explain their connections and models. For example, I made a 10 and added more 1s. Students should be identifying numbers to 20 as 10s and more 1s. A student might explain how they know what number is on their card by saying, I have 1 10 and 6 more 1s, so my number is 16. This shows that they have built an understanding to place value. Students should be able to explain their strategy for counting. For example, a student might say, I have 13 cubes in a circle, and when I line them up, I still have 13 cubes. Vocabulary for this unit includes previously taught vocabulary, like the words count, represent, and position. All these words were taught during the numbers to 10 unit, so this is a great chance to revisit those. In this unit, students will have extended practice to use these words and add the words unit of 10 and 1s to build their place value foundation. No longer should students need to describe a 12 as a 1 and a 2. They will now have the vocabulary and the expectation of explaining the number 12 as 110 and 2 1s. Repeatedly using accurate vocabulary will help students build place value procedural reliability. Let's look at how students can demonstrate their knowledge. Using objects on a double 10 frame and connecting their model to a number sentence is a great way for them to show a teen number as a 10 and more 1s. Plus, teachers have the observation checklist that they can use throughout the unit to check for students' understanding. Students can count sets of objects, pictures, and identify a teen number and then represent it to show what they know. Plus, students can orally count to 20 forward and backward to show their understanding of the position of the numbers. Number lines are a great tool for practicing this skill. Let's think about questioning. We ask questions to check for understanding, to elicit connections and comparisons, and as an opportunity to model the use of vocabulary. Some examples include asking students to show another way to represent a number or asking them to name the strategy they use. This is a great way to make them produce their thinking. Another effective way to use questioning is to make connections to previous learning. This holds students accountable for the learning done in other units. You could ask, what operation are you using when you are joining the 10s and 1s? Making home-to-school connections is an opportunity to include families in the academic success of their students. You can include a choice board for parents to use as a guide of ideas, not as homework, but as a tool for families to continue the same strategies at home that we're teaching in the classroom. Sometimes it is as simple as using Cheerios to represent and count numbers to 20. This gives families a way to support their students that will match the learning in our classroom. Thank you for joining me today, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.